Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 10.
Now at 10, less help, same hurt.
They added work requirements to folks who'd never had to experience those before, including people who are homeless.
Fewer Nebraskans are receiving food assistance, even as costs keep climbing. Why advocates say some families are being left behind. Then, a step above the rest.
Trying to fill this void that we have right now with Ella's loss, that's kind of given us kind of a hold up, if you would, a little bit.
A woman's passion for helping rescue cats is living on. How her community is stepping up to honor her after her passing. Also, an Arby's arrest.
I've never seen that many cops in my life.
A Lincoln officer is recovering after being hit during a struggle. What police say links this suspect to a deadly case in Iowa. And rates on hold.
I will leave when I think it's appropriate to do so.
The Federal Reserve keeping interest rates steady amid rising oil prices and global uncertainty. How this decision comes as Jerome Powell nears the end of his term as chair. We begin tonight with a heartwarming story you'll only find on 8. A cat rescue is honoring the life of a very important volunteer. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Rod Fowler. Kearney Rescue Cats lost one of its most impactful volunteers, and now they're filling her shoes by continuing her passion to help those in need. Our Jake Holman is following this story today. Jake?
Rod, Ella DeWeese was a community member, a volunteer at Kearney Rescue Cats, but also a friend and someone who spearheaded shoe drives with the organization. Her work and impact was felt by so many in Kearney, and tonight we heard from those that worked closely with her on the difference she made.
We're a pretty young organization, but Ella was in it from the beginning, and one of the fundraisers we targeted was doing shoe collection.
On March 22nd, Kearney Rescue Cats lost a special volunteer. Ella DeWeese passed away at 78 years old. She was one of the hardest working volunteers that was in charge of a shoe fundraiser that the organization worked with the company out of Florida, collecting and delivering thousands of shoes every year. After her passing, her family decided to honor her by having people donate their own pairs of shoes to dedicate her passion.
They're all telling us how much they enjoyed working with her and how much they miss her coming in.
Sherry Morrow, the founder of the organization, says more than 75 pairs have been collected and say to see the community support behind this just shows the impact Ella made, not just at the rescue, but in Kearney.
They came and brought those. It was just one more indication of how much effect she had on people, because many of the people that brought them weren't even in the rescue cat group or don't even have cats, to be honest with you. But they knew that that was her passion, and so that's why they wanted to participate.
She was described as reliable, responsible, caring, and always willing to lend a helping hand. And the rescue says it will be tough to move on without her, but she knows that's exactly what Ella would have wanted.
In trying to fill this void that we have right now with Ella's loss, that's kind of given us kind of a hold up, if you would, a little bit on how we can do some things, but we're working through it, and I know we'll get it handled, and that's what she would have wanted.
Now, while the rescue says it was special to see all the shoes donated in her honor, it's not done yet. They're still accepting more donations. For now, reporting here in the studio, Jake Coleman, Channel 8 News.
All right. Thank you, Jake. New at 10, fewer Nebraskans are getting food assistance, even as hunger continues to rise. New numbers show SNAP enrollment is down nearly 10% in the last year. Supporters say it's not because the need is dropping, but because some people are losing access to the benefits. According to the group called Nebraska for Us, 1 in 7 Nebraskans is facing hunger. That includes 1 in 5 children. And with nonprofits already stretched thin, there are growing concerns the system is not keeping up with demand. Nebraska Appleseed says losing SNAP in the state is a big deal and explains why we're seeing the drop in enrollment.
The eligibility changes, they kicked all the refugee, asylees, and humanitarian visa holders off the program. And then they added work requirements to folks who'd never had to experience those before, including people who are homeless, certain foster youth, and veterans. So that naturally is going to mean lower numbers. Some people might be choosing to as well, but that is the majority, I'm sure.
And according to Nebraska Appleseed, there are about 280,000 people in the state that are food insecure. While we've seen our share here in Nebraska, the USDA tonight calling on agencies across the country to be ready for wildfire season. The Secretary of Ag directing the Forest Service to boost its preparedness. That includes increased staffing, improved safety measures for firefighters, and faster fire control. The USDA says it is fully prepared with 50,000 responders and contracted resources, in addition to a large aviation fleet. Well, many areas in Nebraska did get some much needed rain recently. It's a live look outside on this late April evening. Good to see the sun again today after several days of clouds. Hopefully many of you saw some much needed rain. In fact, it looks like some of you are getting a little rain right now. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. Rusty.
It's not a lot, but we'll take whatever we can get. I mean, small steps, baby steps, big steps, whatever we need to do. We'll take whatever rainfall we can get. And there's a little bit of it out there right now. You can see just a weak line moving through Columbus and Grand Island. In fact, I'll zoom in here for you. Maybe even a sprinkle over Seward. Again, not going to amount to much there. St. Paul to Grand Island over towards Pleasanton, just north of Kearney, trying to move across to Highway 30 right now. Just a sprinkler or two. In Beatrice, your Shones Roofing Cam at 6th and Perkins, a quiet evening out there. We'll say mostly clear, almost a full moon out there too, 53 degrees. And a very calm wind. That has been the top thing for today is the wind. So again, lots of clouds out there and a few sprinkles here and there. Temperature-wise, we're in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. It's at 53 in Grand Island and Lincoln, 49 in Holdridge, and really close to the 30s in north central and northwest Nebraska. But a good 5, 10, 15 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago. Not a whole lot of wind at all, less than 10 miles per hour for the entire state. Temperature-wise, we'll drop into the lower 40s and then eventually make our way back into the upper 50s by noon. And the wind tries to pick up a little bit as we head towards tomorrow afternoon. The rest of the forecast coming up in a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. Developing now, we're learning a man accused of injuring a Lincoln police officer is also linked to a homicide case. The officer hit by bullet shrapnel at this Arby's. Police believe the suspect in this assault, Joseph Bertolino, was also involved in a homicide at a Carter Lake, Iowa hotel. That's just right there north of Omaha. They say he made comments while he was in custody here in Lincoln, referencing events at that hotel where a body was found. That investigation continues. Now, the assault at Arby's near 27th and Nebraska Parkway happening around 10 o'clock last night. A man and a woman inside were fighting. Now, the gun went off during a struggle between the suspect and the officer. Channel 8's Danielle De Silva talked to people who live in that area and witnessed the action.
I've never seen that many cops in my life.
Neighbors like Brooke Bruchette recounting an unusual sight on South 27th Street and Nebraska Parkway. Officers were called to the Arby's about a dispute shortly before 10 p.m. Tuesday. Dispatch saying it sounded like a dispute between a man and a woman. Bruchette witnessing firsthand how events unfolded.
About 20 to 30 cop cars, about like 2 unmarked vehicles, I think, with detectives, I assume, because they were in like suits and stuff. A couple fire trucks and a couple ambulances just kept coming from each side of town. Like, they just kept coming. It was crazy.
She tells me Arby's employees could be seen in the front talking to police. Another onlooker, Isabella Bree, recalls officers appearing to strategize before entering.
Couldn't tell who was shouting at who, but I thought it might be officers talking to one another and coordinating what they're going to do, but they seemed ready to take action.
Once inside, police found Joseph Bertolino of Jacksonville, Florida, held up in the restroom. A struggle began while trying to take him into custody.
During the fight, at some point in time, Bertolino was grabbing for the officer's sidearm and a round was discharged into the restroom floor.
The officer then deployed a taser to get Bertolino under control. He was later transported to the hospital for evaluation. The officer involved also getting treated at a hospital. Neighbors left in shock upon learning what happened.
Usually this is a safe neighborhood and nothing really concerning happened, so it was out of the ordinary for sure.
Danielle De Silva for Channel 8 News.
And the Lincoln Police Union tonight releasing a statement saying in part, "We are grateful this officer was not seriously injured during this confrontation with this criminal. It's a stark reminder of the dangers our officers face on a daily basis." New tonight, the Federal Reserve holding interest rates steady for the third consecutive time this year. It comes during a surge in oil prices and increased economic uncertainty from the Iran war. Jerome Powell holding what is likely his last meeting as Fed chair. He says he's going to be remaining on the central bank's board of governors after his term as chair ends on May 15th. Largely due to the Department of Justice accusing him of giving false testimony to Congress about an office renovation.
I'm waiting, for the investigation to be well and truly over with finality and transparency, and I'm waiting for that, and I will leave when I think it's appropriate to do so.
Now, the president's choice to replace Powell, Kevin Warsh, is expected to get Senate approval. It's just a matter of when. Right now, pain at the pump reaching uncomfortable highs for many. According to AAA, filling up your car hasn't stung like this in nearly 4 years. Gas prices nationwide jumping another 5 cents, now averaging $4.23 a gallon. Here at home, prices are lower but still climbing. Citizen journalist Brian and Melanie sharing these videos from Casey's and Hy-Vee, showing prices around $3.89 here in Lincoln, the biggest spike we've seen since March. The city of Lexington announcing a new partnership with Tyson Foods. It's aimed at boosting economic development and bringing new jobs to the area. City leaders say the effort focuses on long-term growth and redevelopment. Under the plan, the city of Lexington will take over and manage several Tyson-owned properties, including a wastewater treatment facility and nearby farmland. Leaders say the move is designed to attract private investment and open the door for future development opportunities. It's all part of a broader push to rebuild the local economy there after losing the major economic impact Tyson once brought to the community. Well, stay with us. We have plenty more coming your way, such as honoring the past. Tri-County Public Schools unveiling a keepsake decades in the making, why the newly revealed sculpture represents years of Trojan pride. And all new tomorrow morning, disease danger, the CDC warning of a nationwide measles spike. How the coming months are expected to play into the surge. That's tomorrow beginning at 5, 6, and 11 a.m.
Tomorrow is the last day of April, which where has the time gone? But we are going to see temperatures that are going to feel more like early April. The forecast when we come back.
New tonight, a new bike stop rolling into one of Lincoln's busiest parks. The city announcing a new bike LNK station at Holmes Lake Park. It's part of a push to expand access for both recreation and everyday travel. City leaders say Holmes Lake has been a target location since the program was launched back in 2018. It's all thanks to its popularity and connection to the Billy Wolf Trail. The proposed station will sit near 70th and Normal by the playground there, and also parking lot number 4. No firm timeline yet for when work will begin or wrap up, but city leaders are set to talk more about this at a news conference next week. Developing now, the House postpones a vote on controversial pesticide language in the Farm Bill. Some Republicans are revolting after language was put into the Farm Bill that bans states from creating pesticide labeling laws that differ from EPA guidelines. Now, pesticide labels here in Nebraska are already largely controlled by the EPA, so we asked Senator Pete Ricketts what he thinks Nebraska farmers would get out of a change to this bill.
Well, one of the things we want to do is make sure we've got standardized labeling across the country. That will help make sure that farmers and ranchers across the nation are following the same procedures to be able to apply the important tools that they need to be able to grow the food that feeds our nation.
Now, they're hoping to reschedule the vote to next week, so we will keep you up to date as they decide when it will take place and what decision they come to. Before we get together to weather, we wanted to show you this great video from citizen journalist Brian. He sent it to our Now Local News app. He calls it a golden hour drone flight above South Lincoln. Look at all of the beautiful green from the trees. You can also see some nice plush green yards there. Always fun to see a bird's eye view of the capital city.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
As a fellow drone operator, 100% agree. Really cool shot. Well done. We've got 48th and Cornhusker Highway fire. Whoa. Jeez. That guy just stopped in time. Look at them zipping on by. All right. ABC Seamless Cam looking at this intersection has gotten very interesting since they blocked this area down. Took away part of my fun, you know, the red light, green light thing. But it has made this intersection very, very interesting. Temperature-wise, right now we're in the 40s and 50s. Warmer on this side of the state than the other side of the state, but 53 in Lincoln and Beatrice and Aurora and Grand Island, Columbus. Anybody else? Nope, that's it. 52 in Nebraska City and in Kearney. Barely any wind. That has been the best part about today. Almost no wind the entire day. I mean, from morning to night. That, you know how rare that is around here. Look at this. Everybody's less than 10 miles per hour except for Scottsbluff at 14. And that's it. A little bit of light rain moving through too from Columbus to Grand Island, just west of Lincoln. Maybe a spot sprinkle near Seward and just maybe west of Wahoo. A little light rain here just south of McCook, but this, it's not a lot. But when you need the precipitation, you get excited about any kind of precipitation. So that's still going to try to be out there as we head through the overnight, maybe even a spot sprinkle in and around Lincoln, maybe towards Omaha. And then tomorrow, I don't think we're going to see much precipitation, but we might see a little bit. Notice there's a little blip every now and then, a little bit of a frontal boundary. See it right there from Scottsbluff to just north of North Platte, near Columbus and north of Omaha. This is going to drop down. As it does, maybe a spot shower and isolated thunderstorm. Now, 90% of us likely not going to see precipitation, but maybe 10% of us will like this, and that's going to be about it. It is just going to be very hit and miss and way more miss than hit. Partly cloudy skies as we head through Thursday evening and then really clearing that sky out. This is going to leave us, it's going to lead to a little cooler temperatures headed our way as we head through Thursday night into very early Friday morning. In fact, if you planted your gardens early, you may want to watch this 10-day forecast coming up in just a little bit. Northwest wind at 5 to 10, so very little wind tonight. Temperatures dropping to around 40. Highs tomorrow, little on the cooler side. I think we'll be in the upper 50s, lower 60s. If we see enough sunshine, maybe the middle 60s. But here we go. This is the next 2 mornings. Tomorrow morning, excuse me, not tomorrow morning, Friday morning, 34, and then 35 Saturday morning. Some spots We'll likely see maybe some frost and maybe even some freezing temperatures. We might see some freeze warnings and maybe some frost advisories put in place for Friday morning and Saturday morning, but that will be it. After that, if you want to plant this weekend, you should be okay. Look at these temperatures. Low temperatures in the lower and middle 40s, high temperatures close to 80, and they stick. Once you get into the middle part of May, you're usually pretty safe for any kind of freezing temperatures. I mean, it has happened, don't get me wrong, but it's rare when it does. And the next chance for precipitation Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Weather trivia, a yes or no one. Don't, C and D, I forgot to take those off, so don't worry about C and D.
Okay.
Are there any 100-degree record highs in April for Lincoln? Yes or no? So have we ever seen a 100-degree day in April in Lincoln?
Yeah, Rusty, I like to be honest, and I think I'm 0 for 2 so far this week, so I got a 50-50. Yes!
No.
Oh, 0 for 3.
97 is the warmest we've ever gotten in April. I mean, it's close.
My streak has to end at some point, right? All right. Thank you so much, Rusty. New at 10, from the field to forever, a piece of Tri-County's past is getting new life. After the shift to 8-man football, the original 11-man goalposts, first built back in 1969, are now being honored in a unique way. The handcrafted posts stood for decades as a symbol of Trojan pride. When it was time for a change, the school found a way to keep that history alive. Community members were invited to take pieces of the original structure, while the rest was transformed into custom TC sculptures, which are now displayed around the campus. A lasting tribute connecting generations of Tri-County students. That's pretty cool. All right, it is time to jump into the Sports Zone. Nate, another busy day on the diamond, wasn't it?
It sure was. From baseball to softball, we'll have the latest on the GPAC tournament starting up today. Day one of the action. Scores, highlights, and more coming up after the break.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Green's Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with Sports Director Nate Johnson. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
It was day one of the Great Plains Athletic Conference baseball tournament today. Hey, what's shaking? Thanks for Tuning into the Sports Zone tonight, both of the GPAC brackets are set with Doane and Concordia, the two host schools. It's time for some postseason baseball here in Nebraska. Doane and Concordia finished up as the number 1 and 2 seeds after the regular season, so they are the host schools. Concordia is hosting the 3, 6, and 7 seeds in their bracket, all games here in Lincoln at Sherman Park. And Doane is hosting the 4, 5, and 8 seeds in their bracket, which is going to be hosted at Doane's baseball field, is being hosted. So let's get to some of tonight's action. Concordia taking on Mount Marty. The Bulldogs got up to a 1-0 lead after 1, but things stayed still at 1-0 for a while. Both teams pitching well, making plays on defense. However, Luke Wilson putting a charge in one in the 5th. Catch is made deep in the outfield, but it would be enough to score 3. It didn't help. The outfielder slipped and fell down there. The Bulldogs, though, would take a 4-0 lead after 5, and this game wrapped up about 15 minutes ago. 4-1 to final. Concordia takes down Marty, and Dakota Wesleyan pulls off the upset over Morningside. Before that, 12-9 in that game. Tomorrow's games in Lincoln start at noon. Here's a look at Doane's bracket that's transpired today. Northwestern and Briarcliff going to 14 innings. Briarcliff hanging on to win 5-3, and Hastings upsetting Doane 7-5. So tomorrow's action will be starting at 9 a.m. in Crete. Doane will play at noon. Now, we cannot forget about Concordia softball, who is playing today as well in the GPAC tournament. First up for the Bulldogs was Morningside. Concordia got off to a hot start behind this Avery O'Boyle, home run. However, after a hard-fought battle, the Bulldogs fell 5-4. Their second game, though, would go Concordia's way in a 10-7 win over Briarcliff in the night game. So they will suit up tomorrow at noon against Dordt University. Before we go, let's talk some Husker sports, starting with the Nebraska softball team. Jordy Fromm was named to the top 25 list for USA Softball's Collegiate Player of the Year. Fromm is one of 4 Big Ten players on the list. The Nebraska native was tabbed as Softball America's #1 two-way player going into the month of May and has been a 3-time Big Ten Pitcher of the Week this season already. So we'll keep an eye on this down the road. And finally, Nebraska men's basketball picked up a big commitment today. Utah Valley transfer Trevon Linhart will join the Huskers next season. The 6'5", 175-pound guard averaged 11.9 points per game on 51% shooting, along with 6 assists, 5.4 rebounds, and 2.1 steals per game last season with Utah Valley. So welcome to Lincoln. And that is going to do it for sports tonight. Rod will go ahead and send things back over to you.
Thank you very much, Nate. And Rusty has a final look at your weather right after the break. New at 10, a quick glimpse at the work underway at Jensen Park. This video from Tanya on the Now Local News app showing the progress made out at the Standing Bear baseball fields here in Lincoln. Just part of a larger $1.2 million project to improve the fields. You can see some of the fencing going up there. The upgrades include better drainage, new turf, lighting, and more accessible features, all aimed at creating a safer, more playable space for our kids and their sports right here in the capital city. All right, Rusty has a final look at your forecast, and yeah, you said some light showers going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit. At least it's something. You know, I mean, we've been so dry for so long that we'll take whatever we can get. We just need more of this, like over and over and over again. So a little light rain moving through Columbus, Grand Island, headed towards Interstate 80. Again, this won't amount to much, maybe a tenth of an inch of rain, and that would be about it. 40s and 50s for temperatures right now as of 10:31. Tomorrow morning, we'll drop into the 30s and 40s, so a chill in the air, especially the northwestern half of the state. On Thursday, not bad. 50s and 60s, a little below average, but then we really cool off Friday morning. You're looking at temperatures at or below freezing early Friday.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you for joining us. Andrew and Houston are going to be here bright and early, starting at 5 o'clock. Jimmy Kimmel's coming up next. We hope you have a great night.
The Amigos Yankee, reinventing the ordinary hot dog. Crispy cheesy original and bold jalapeno popper. At Amigos, where food is fun.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.
Having Spectrum